Hi, everybody. Back again. I I know that the classes we've been giving on child rearing and realizing that they're not an easy job. It's a very difficult job. As I said in the earlier talks, we need the love of God for one, and the patience of Job, and the wisdom of Solomon. You read Proverbs and you get Solomon's wisdom to help you understand a lot of things in parenting and child rearing. Determination of Paul. It takes those things, and it takes a mom and dad who really care. I know you can get busy in life, and I know there's a million things to do and get done, but what's one of the most important jobs you have? You know, you have to realize that taking care of your children and rearing them and guiding them and helping them. What kind of example do you set in your relationship, your marriage? Do you show love, Dad, love and kindness and consideration? Do you stop and think how to talk to each other, the wives, and or is there yelling and fighting and hollering within the relation? What do the children see? What they see is the seeds that you're planting in their mind that they're going to have to deal with somewhere down the line. And it's very, very important. Do you show the real love and kindness to each other? Or do you fight, as I said, and yell and say unkind things to each other? Your living example is vital. It's one of the most important things, the example that you set and show for them. One of my daughters made me a plaque for my 93rd birthday. That was very unique, I thought. And it read, "My dad didn't tell me how to live. He lived and let me watch him do it." And that's an important thing. It brought tears to my eyes and realizing that that's what she felt, and made me feel good that Nancy and I at that time had set the right example for them. We never fought. We never yelled and hollered at each other. Why do that? Always remember God's principle. A soft answer turns away wrath. You don't have to get mad at every little thing. Talk things over. Show the children how a marriage should be. You have God's Spirit, use it. There's an old saying, monkey see, monkey do, an old adage from years back, and that's true. I used to tell my counselors at summer camp the same thing. Monkey see, monkey do. What you do, the one that's in charge of the family, which is mom and dad, then you are responsible for that. So if they see love and kindness and gentleness, that's what they're going to learn. And that's what you want to teach them. That is what we're not taught that earlier in life. They don't teach it at school. They don't teach it anywhere. People get married and think they're going to live happily ever after, and it's a fairy tale. If you don't get educated or teach them and show them how can you expect them to have a wonderful, happy marriage and stuff? We had 6 children, and it's important for household harmony to be able to have that within the family. I never allowed the children to fight. I told the boys their job was to take care of their sisters. The sisters were to help take care of their brothers. Why? Because I knew they were going to get married. You got to plant those seeds. You got to get those things started and do that. Malachi 2:15 is an incredible piece of scripture that God put. If you read it in the paraphrase version, it really brings it to light. It says, "You were united to your wife by the Lord in God's wise plan." And what does he want from this union? You were united. You became one. And what does he want from this union? I want godly children. So he's given us that responsibility as a mom and a dad to have and to rear godly children. And it's important to be able to teach that to get them started. not everything is 100%, but we can do better than 2%. And in understanding and applying God's principle, here's one thing that you can do to help with some godly principles. Now, put the Ten Commandments on the child's bedroom wall or door. And every time they come out down for breakfast, you ask them for one of those commandments. You ask them for one. Say, okay, what is the first commandment? I don't know. Well, go up to your room, read it, and then come back down and tell me. So you're teaching them something. And next morning or that night, you tell them, okay, get ready for the next day because I'm going to ask you for number 2 up along the way. And so know what number 1, and then to help them so that you know how to live and applying God's principles. They're vital. Read Exodus 20 and learn them yourself. I always used to tell the children, you've got 10 fingers. You know why God only gave you 10 and not 11 or 12? Because the 10 commandments are there. And so whatever you put your hands on, God's commandment should guide you and direct you. Is it good? If I go into a store and I say, hey, I'd like to pick that thing up, and you grab it and steal it, you're breaking one of God's laws. If you're out on a date with a girl and you're not doing it right and you got your hand on her, remember what God says, thou shalt not commit adultery. All of those things, and you teach your children that. So they're important to learn the 10 Commandments. And remember, you have only a short time to teach. I gave a whole deal on time and how much time there is. And I mentioned time and tide wait for no man. And they don't. The tide goes out, and so do your children. And it's so vital. So when you think of it like that, you know, wow, 18 summers, and that's all I get. And, it's important. Sometimes you have less than that. You know, some children stop listening to you a lot earlier. They get involved in the world and the system, and Satan wants to destroy your kids. He wants to destroy the family. And God gives us the opportunity to be able to teach and guide and direct our children in the right way. So if you display anger, disrespect, fightings among you, you're going to destroy your children. You're going to foul them up because they won't know how to treat each other within a marriage relationship. So your child will shut you out. It's hard to teach if they won't respond to you. So you must show God's love through you for them so that they can see that. More next time. Do that. Is it on?